The new Socialtext page tracker widget is a great way of organizing pages that are inside a Socialtext workspace. Those pages are grouped together via tags to make up different parts of a process or a project that's going on. So for example, here we have a very simple one where different tasks are represented by a different page in the Socialtext workspace. And this widget is showing all of those different pages in columns. Those columns represent different statuses, so new, in progress, and complete. If I click on a page, you can see it opens up. Here's the actual Socialtext page. It's got a summary and details and comments. It's a Socialtext page that has tags over on the right-hand side, but all of the pages that are similar to it are shown in this one widget. And those pages can then be dragged and dropped and moved to different statuses of that process. So the page tracker widget is essentially a really, really good graphical way of organizing various pages inside Socialtext workspaces. Before we actually take a look at configuring the widget itself inside Socialtext, I wanted to just take a minute and talk about the background process or the organization you want to do to understand how to build the page trackers. As we looked at in the demo, the quick demo, the page tracker is essentially a series of columns, each column representing a stage of a process. So we looked at a very simple one where task management went from new to in progress to complete. You could use the page tracker for other things like expense reporting, where something goes from submitted to approved to paid, or some type of development process for a product or software, whatever you're making, where there's development and building, there's testing stages or quality assurance, and then it's actually deployed and released to your customers. So, the page tracker can be used for any series of workflow or processes. Each of these examples I'm actually showing three different stages, but it could have any amount of stages. You could have a one-stage process, you could have a 30-stage process. The amount of columns you define is, match what you want the process to look like and the stages that you want those pages to go through. And this will all make more sense, as you step through it. Once you sort of have that mental model of what you're going to want the page tracker widget to look like, the first thing you want to do is make it simple for your users to create those pages. And to do that, we use page templates. And the key to those page templates are setting up the tags that you want on the page. So the tags represent the columns or help group those pages into the columns that you see in the widget. So for example, if we start off with that task management process, we're going to use the page template for a task, and it's going to have a tag on it that says new. And then you create pages from that template. So you click on new, you choose the template, and you create Socialtext wiki pages, and each of them have the tags on them that help them display in the page tracker widget. Once you've sort of thought out what the columns are going to look like and how you're going to have the page tracker configured, and you create the page template and you start thinking about creating pages, the next step is to figure out, well, where do you want the page tracker to show up? And it's important to note that it can either be on a Socialtext page, or the widget can be displayed on the Socialtext dashboard or a person's profile page or a group's homepage. So it's not just in Socialtext wiki pages, you can also embed the page tracker widget in other places. And then finally, the last step, and this is what we'll go over to Socialtext and start looking at, is once you've added that widget to either a page or a dashboard, is going in and configuring it using the thought process you went through of, what do you want my columns to look like, what should the tags be, etc. So it's a little bit of background on how you're going to set it up. Now let's go over to Socialtext and actually take a look. Okay, so the first thing we said we wanted to do is create a template which the pages are going to be based off of, those pages being the ones that are shown in the page tracker widget. In this example is as simple as I can get, a nice task form where you've got, template task is the title. It's got the body of the page here has a summary, replace this text, details, replace this text, comments at the bottom. So very simple body over here. You just go into edit mode and put anything you'd like in here, graphics, videos, tables, whatever. And any page that's created from this template is going to inherit that information. Now what's important is over here in the top right are the tags for this page. Remember I said tags are the key to the page tracker widget. The first thing that you want to do in this page, it's to make it a template, is you actually have the tag template. And that's what's going to make it show up in the new page dialog box that we'll take a look at in the middle. The second tag here, task, is the tag that we're going to tell the widget, look for all the pages that have the tag task on them. So that's what the widget is displaying. We're going to tell it, look for pages with this tag. And then the columns look for tags for a different set of tags. So in this case, status new is going to put a page in the left-hand column. Status in progress would put it in the middle column. Status complete would put it in the third column of that initial example we did. So again, very simple. We create a page. It can have any body you want over here on the left, as complicated or as simple as you'd like. But the keys are defining the tags that the page tracker widget is going to look at. So now remember, if we click New Page, this is where you'll see that I can say Use a Template, and you can choose from all the templates you've created in your environment. Here's this one task. I would click Create, and a new page would be created that would have the information that I filled in. And this page would now show up in the Page Tracker widget. Okay, so we've gone over a bunch of background information of the process, or the thought process at least, of how you're going to set this up. You're going to define the pages that go in the columns. You're going to create a page template that creates the pages that go in these columns, and the key are tags. So now let's finally look at how to actually set it up. So in this case, we're going to be adding the page tracker widget, or we've already added the page tracker. I've already added the page tracker widget to a social text page. Here it is. If I click on it, it'll start. Let me just quickly show you how you would create a new one from scratch. The toolbars along the top here, you actually have a new toolbar icon for Insert a Widget. When you click on it, you can add a variety of widgets to a social text page, so some from Socialtext, some from various third parties, and you're going to see there's this new one here, Page Tracker. I'm going to click Add Now, and it would add it to a page. I've already started one, so let's just cancel out of here and go take a look at the one that's already on the page. So Page Tracker widget, click to configure. So you can see that it's already there, but if I click on it, it's going to bring up that dialog box that we saw when we were creating a new widget. So let's step through the basic configuration settings. We'll save the advanced ones for another video. But the first question it asks you is, what workspace do you want these pages to come from? So you can use type ahead to help find it. So I'm going to do marketing, and you'll see it'll find for me the Riker marketing. This is my demo environment, and it's going to say the workspace. What do you want the title for the widget to be? So you can put anything you want here. I can change this to, let's change it to project tracking. And guess what? Here are those columns we've been talking so much about. So when you create a new widget from scratch here, I think it defaults to 3 columns. You put in here the page tag that you're looking for to go in that column. So column number 1, I want pages that have the tag status new. In column 2, I want pages that have status in progress. In column 3, I want pages that have status complete. And if I want more columns, I can just click the plus sign here, and it's going to add more columns. So remember, I talked about you can have as many stages in a process as you want. That's how you add more. Type ahead works in here. So if I'm saying I know I want in the first column status, I start typing, it's going to go find all the things that match that. So I can say status, and there we go, it finds status new, so I can choose from it. So I just want you to see that you actually can use type ahead in these fields. Now don't worry about heading and notes. Again, I just want to go over the basics for this one. We'll do more advanced settings later. So remember, we have 3 columns. Guess what? They're the 3 columns. The pages define what pages show up in them. Now I can say, I want to make sure of which pages do I want the widget itself to be looking at. So this is that task management. Well, I might have, I don't know, something else, like one of our other examples, expense reporting. And there might be expense reporting pages that have status new. I don't want those showing up in the first column. So I can limit the widget to say, only show me pages with these tags. So I can say task. Maybe your workspace has dozens of different projects in it. So you could filter via project name. So I could say only show me pages, for example, with project 1 or project 2 or project 3. So basically this is an option where you can filter which pages show up in the widget. And finally, you can say which pages to not show up. So I don't want the actual template page. We created a template that has the tag task on it. Well, I don't want that page itself to show up. So basically, in the simplest configuration for this widget, I am saying, look in the workspace named Marketing Demo. Find me all the pages that have the tag task but don't have the tag template on them. And then in the first column, show me pages with status new, second column, third column, etc. So that's, the simplest type of things you can do to configure this, and that's going to end up displaying for you. I'm going to just cancel out of here. I don't need to save this page. A widget that looks like this, and here you can see the pages that are in each of the 3 columns we've defined. So that's the very basics of setting up a page tracker widget. I'll do another video that shows you more advanced options where you can do all sorts of different things, color coding and using different names, etc. So please make sure to view that video as well. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you set up lots and lots of page trackers to help you organize your social text wiki pages and organize your business's processes. Thank you.